Hey guys, what's going on? Deuce here, and as you know, Sparking Zero has just been taking the internet by storm. Everyone and their grandma has been running the fade, catching bodies, throwing hands every which way, and for all good reason because the game is just that fun. To say the game is fun is nothing more than an understatement that doesn't do the game justice, and that simply just watching the game is a whole different experience from just playing the game. And really, it's we're really going to go into that, and how this game really makes you feel like a Z Warrior. Now, I haven't played the previous Tenkaichi games as I said in my previous video, but man, I understand why Dragon Ball fans were fiending for this game. Apparently it's like 17 years in the making. This is the Tenkaichi 4 that fans have been wanting for 17 years, and I understand how. I see why. And side note, but at the time of this video going up, we've already gotten our first episode of Dragon Ball Daima. So between this and Sparking Zero, Dragon Ball fans have been eating pretty good. So I want to jump into the best thing about the game, and that's the combat, obviously. I mean, come on, what do you expect? Dragon Ball without combat is like Naruto without Ninja, or One Piece without Pirates, or Mario without Green Mario. It's incomplete, it doesn't make any sense. But if I had to describe this game in one sentence, I would say that it makes you feel like an actual Z Warrior. You can feel the impact of your punches, the annoyance of you ki blasting people in the face like Vegeta. You can feel the adrenaline when you charging up your ki, or when you're charging up to transform. Like, you really feel like you're really into it. In my previous video, I said the only Dragon Ball game I really played was Fighters. Compared to Sparking Zero, it's like so watered down by comparison. The game is so fast and frantic that it's hard to keep up half the time. Like I said, I've been playing this game for a couple of days now, and I've kind of gotten the basics down, but it is so hard to keep up with what's going on screen half the time. Everything is going on like a mile a minute. It's just ridiculous. The charging into your enemies, the fast combat, the pinballing back and forth in the air, the counters, the revenge counters, the vanishing going back and forth. It's a lot going on, man. It's a lot going on. When I first started playing this, I could not keep up with what was going on. I could not keep up with what my character was doing. I couldn't keep up with my opponents. Every time I press a button or do some kind of charge, I'm just lost for like a split second. And for me, there was nothing worse than me charging to my opponent and I zoom right up to them, and then I just stand there because my brain hasn't processed of how fast I just moved across the map. And speaking of map, the maps are pretty much your regular arena fighters, which, you know, with Demon Slayer, JJK's Arena Fighter, they really weren't that good. Like, the only especially Jump Force, holy shit. The only games that really did arena fighting games well was Naruto's Ninja Storm games, which were pretty good. So it kind of left a bit of a nasty taste in people's mouths because it's just, I don't know, it's been done to death. You kind of get over it. And like I said, Jump Force, that wasn't good. That didn't help. Demon Slayer just became very button mashing, and it was really hard to like really enjoy it without it feeling overly repetitive, especially if you was watching the game. Like, holy shit, it just got so boring. And then JJK, that was just, well, you can look at the cover art and see how much effort was put into that, so let's be real. But even despite it being an arena fighter, I think because of how much movement you have and how light your characters feel, it doesn't really feel like a generic arena style game. It feels like you have like the entire, like, I know the world isn't your stage, but it certainly feels like it. Especially like when you're in the desert areas or the planet Namek, it really feels like the entire planet is your fighting ground. Whereas, like, you know, like I said, Ninja Storm games and the other arena fighter games always felt like you was in like an enclosed space. It was open area, but it always felt like it was like just enclosed in one space, and it didn't really feel natural. This, on the other hand, you can fly around, you can slam to the ground, you can just be flying all over the place. It's very wide, and I'm glad they did that. And it doesn't feel like an arena fighter. It feels really good. But yeah, like I said, the combat is extremely fast. It's hard to keep up half the time. And like I said, I got the basics down, but it's just, even after getting the basics down, it just felt like I was never doing enough. Granted, like I said, the game just came out and you have early access, so people were, you know, putting 3 days more work in it than I was. I can't tell him. Bro, dude, I can't transform! Oh my god! It's not, please, it's not that deep! What am I doing, bro? Please, no! Ow! Bro, it's a kid! Get your bitch ass, come here! Fuck, man! Oh, ooh. I'm trying. I'm fucking trying. Bro, I can't. Bro, I don't have enough time. Oh my gosh. Give me a second. Please let it be someone normal. Oh my god. But still, and speaking of the basics, when I went to train with Piccolo, there was so many tutorials. When you go train with Piccolo, you learn different techniques, the basics, intermediate, and advanced. And they're not hard to understand. They're not hard to, execute. It's hard to remember all of them that you're doing. There are so many counters, revenge counters. There's the vanishing, the smash attacks, the key blast, not the key blast, but the blast attacks. There's so much going on. And that brings me to my other point, is that I was watching this game before I actually played it. And when I was watching it, it looked fun, but it looked very button mashy. But when I'm actually in the ring, no, there's a lot that goes on into it. It's just that if you're looking at it on the surface level, you just see two guys just throwing super fast combos at each other, tossing each other in the air, and then pinballing back and forth, and then throwing the occasional key blast here and there, and then blast attacks. That's what it looks like on paper. But then when you actually jump into the ring, you understand just how in-depth this combat can get. And the timing is everything. This game does not really pull punches when it comes to open windows. Like when you want to counter someone and then they counter you and then you want to revenge counter, the window of opportunity is so small and the timing is so precise that I can see this actually being a turnoff for casual players. But it's still good though. Like I said, there's a difference between watching the game and actually playing the game. And speaking of chaotic gameplay, I understand why the split screen was relegated to only one stage, the hyperbolic time chamber, where there is nothing but an empty white void. You see, there's so much going on in these fights, between the particle effects, the crazy camera dynamics, the destructible environment. There's just so much happening all at once, a mile a second, that is borderline discombobulating. And I understand why. I get it. And I say this because I was playing Sparking Zero split screen with my girlfriend the other day, and for the life of me, I just was having the hardest time trying to really focus on my own character. There's just so much going on both of our screens that it's kind of hard to keep up with everything. Like, it's already hard to keep up when you're playing online or in adventure mode, but it's just something different about split screen because it's like you're looking at two different, all these camera dynamics, all these actions on two split screens at the same time, so it's just hard to really focus. And unfortunately, split screen does not do this game justice. Now, I wish split screen would have at least 2 or 3 more stages because I love co-op, and we're moving into an age where that's becoming more and more irrelevant. But split screen does not do this game justice. This is purely needs to be used on one screen and just play online with your friends, because otherwise you won't be able to fully enjoy the split screen without feeling lightheaded or discombobulated. Or maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just getting old. So, adventure mode. I didn't go too far in adventure mode, unfortunately, as of now, because I've just been doing mostly just trying to figure out how to play the damn game. So, but after beat Raditz, then I fought Vegeta, and golly, bro. Okay, first of all, I don't remember Vegeta beating the brakes off of Goku so bad in the anime. Like, I knew he was strong as hell, but I don't remember him just beating the dog shit out of him.
The Saiyans are a true warrior race.
Please dodge it. Please let me. I can't even. Oh wow. Wait a minute. Does he have 4 bars of health? Only have 2? What the fuck? I can charge him. Fuck. I didn't. Oh. What just happened? Please. Why can't I do it fast enough? I don't understand. Really? He gave me a damn noogie? That's no monkey. That's a fucking demon. Like, I don't mind them being hard, but it was just something about for Grade 8 Vegeta was just really doing me dirty. I don't know. It went from playing Dragon Ball to Dark Souls. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, were previous Dragon Ball games considered easy or something? Because this type of difficulty felt kind of targeted. This felt like this game was developed with malicious intent. But either way, I enjoyed it, but I didn't spend too much time in the adventure mode. I'm going to go back in there, but you have different forms too. You have not different forms, but you got different stories. You got Goku, Piccolo, Vegeta, Frieza, Gohan, and Goku Black. And I think it's pretty interesting. I look forward to going to those, see what that's about. I didn't really go too much into it right now because you're essentially just doing what you've been doing in online or training. You're just fighting. But the presentation on the story is another thing that I don't really like. You see, the presentation has a mixture between animation and still images, and they go back and forth, and it's not really a good look. It looks kind of cheesy. Like, I enjoy the animation, I like that, but the still images, it looks so, I don't know, I don't like it. It looks so cheap. And I want to say that I don't want to give them too harp on that. Like, I don't want to get on developers' ass about that too much, because they did put a lot of effort into, the online play and the characters, like a lot into that, and the what if scenarios. But at the same time, it's like, if you put that much effort into other aspects of the game, why is the presentation so ass? And I know people are gonna be like, well, they put effort into the game, this and that, so you can't expect everything to be perfect. I'm not asking for a perfect game, but if you're putting this much effort into all the other aspects, the combat, the characters, the tutorial, the encyclopedia, and even the tutorial, it's like, why is a presentation like this then? It's like it was made by two different teams of developers. I don't know, maybe they ran out of budget, maybe they was run out of time, because the still images obviously saves you time and money. But it's just like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to stay engaged in a story that just has still images because it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. And they have this option where you can look first person, but it's not really that special because it's not like you're zipping around, flying around, and fighting first person through cutscenes. Every time you're in first person, you're always just watching the characters just standing around. They're just standing there. They're talking and maybe animating, but they're just standing there. What's the point of being in first person if you can't get the first person experience as a Z Warrior? If I'm first person, I should be zipping around at light speed. I should be throwing my hands out and doing ki blasts. I should be seeing the aura charge up around me if I am in first person. That's a very missed opportunity. Now, I'm not going to harp on that too much, but it is definitely a glaring thing that it's hard to ignore. But like I said, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. You really come mostly for the competitive play, but the story mode is a nice break from all that. Even though you're still fighting, but still, it's what if scenarios, bro. Like, it's really cool. You can't complain about that part. And I really love the encyclopedia feature they have in the game. You see, they have Chi-Chi, Bulma, and Videl talk about each and every Dragon Ball character. And not just basic information, but they actually give their overall opinion on it. And I think that's really cool because most encyclopedias and games, they have you just read all this text and information. And some people like that. I myself don't mind it. I enjoy it. But to actually have voice acting and talk about different characters and give information that I didn't know existed about that character is pretty interesting. Whether it's flying, ki blasts, charging up, or transformations, this game really makes you feel like the Z Warrior we wanted to be growing up. So yeah, I urge you to definitely try this game out if you can. Anyway, I want to thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.